I want to ask you about CNN. They had some disturbing news to impart to their viewers.
Plus 8-point advantage for the Republican Party. How is that possible, Democrats? How is that possible after all the recession fears, after the stock market's been doing all of this, after all the tariffs that Americans are against, and Republicans still hold an 8-point lead on the economy? Are you kidding me?
This is new CNN polling.
Yes.
How is that, when we look for trends, how is that trending with other data that you're pulling in?
Yeah, if it was just this one CNN poll, that would be one thing. But take a look at Reuters Ipsos. What do we see here? Party with a better economic plan. Well, in May of 2024, just before Donald Trump was reelected president, Republicans had a 9-point advantage. Look at where we are now in May of 2025. The advantage actually went up by 3 points. Now Republicans have a 12-point advantage when it comes to the party with a better economic plan.
Alex, they just can't understand why their own polling is showing Trump winning on the economy.
Yeah, it's really not a hard equation to figure out. And if you really just look at our economy now, the fact that people actually have some faith that they can actually go work and that industries are coming back here in America, it just creates so much of a better lifestyle for the American people. And, you know, when it comes to the polling, though, of course, these Democrats are now changing. I mean, nobody predicted Donald Trump to win in a landslide. So it just tells you that even though the mainstream media is going to tell you that the liberals are in charge and everybody loves, you know, Kamala Harris and progressiveness, that's not the case. There's been a major shift, and it's really in the conservatives' favor right now.
Well, those figures on who's best for the economy are just overwhelmingly leaning Donald Trump's way. And he's had some good data recently. Inflation is down, real wages are up, and the tariffs haven't been the disaster that we were told they were going to be. Just tell me how that's seen in the US right now, particularly the tariff policy, because obviously around the world we're very concerned about the tariffs.
Well, of course, Rita, and I try to talk to people that are in industries here in America, and the car business isn't hurting that bad. But you know where I've heard is hurting so far is Las Vegas. They've lost a little bit of their international travelers. And so they said, I swear, Rita, that's what they said. They said Las Vegas is down a little bit right now. But other than that, the economy is pretty good. And if Las Vegas is down, it's probably better for society, if you ask me.
Well, we've got some more good news with a big drop in fentanyl crossing the border. Washington Post calls it mysterious, this drop. But I don't think, Alex, it is all that mysterious, and it's certainly going to save many, many lives.
Rita, doesn't it make you sick how they can just pretend to be so naive? I mean, just the fact that Donald Trump was able to shut down the border in one day and make our country infinitely more safe when it comes to all of the drugs and fentanyl, and not only fentanyl, cocaine, methamphetamines, all kinds of drugs that are being, just taken into our country by coyotes. So this is not a hard problem to solve, and Donald Trump basically solved it. And for them to try to placate it like it's some sort of mystery, it just shows you how dumb the mainstream media really is. And no offense, the people at Sky News are great. They are not so much.
No, we call it the leftist mainstream media. Is Donald Trump getting any credit at all? We know they hate him, and it's just relentless negative coverage of all things Trump. But for things like the border and, the fentanyl numbers dropping, the economy, is there any credit going the Trump administration's way yet?
No, seriously, the only complaint that I have seen in Trump's administration right now, because, I go to these college campuses and I debate, is the deportation of Abrego Garcia. And honestly, Abrego Garcia, the Trump administration, they admit that they didn't give him fully due process, but he came here illegally, so he got kicked out illegally. And that's one person. That's not the overwhelming majority of, the situations when it comes to deporting people. So other than that, I mean, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to January 6th, when it just comes to the overall, feelings that people have when it comes to our safety and especially our geopolitical relationships, people have never been more satisfied than in the past 4 years than we are today, especially under, Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe.
Alex Stein, thank you for your time.